See that? My good wood is not so good. So Cliff Johnson does a sales job on Nick Bremigan. He's going to be able to change.
Now he's going to show it to Billy.
Remember the days when you got 3 bats for the rest of the year? You better make the best of them. Now guys get bats a couple of dozen at a time, 17 different models, 8 different weights and lengths.
Cliff Johnson taking the role of the villain wrestler here. The crowd reacting to it. Billy is just sitting there watching the action, hoping that his big guy can tie it up with one swing. He's really working the crowd. Listen. He may get thrown out of the game, and here comes Lemon. He wants to know what's going on.
Well, like Goose Gossage, Ron Davis likes to work quick. And Johnson tried to slow his pace down. Lemon is saying right now, looks like he's punching a stopwatch. He's saying there's a rule in the book that you can put that watch on a pitcher, make him throw within a certain amount of time, although it's never enforced. Let's get that clock on the hitter, too.
He's going to motion to get in there and hit, get in there and pitch, and let's go. Now Ron Davis is really upset, and once again, we got a little hype going. Here comes Nettles to settle his pitcher down, and Johnson has accomplished what he started out.
You can read Davis's lips. He said, I've been standing out there for 5 minutes while he changed his bat, and now you're telling me to hurry up, and now Lem's going to come back out. Be restrained by Springstead, and Springstead saying if you cross the foul line and go out to the pitcher's circle, I'm going to charge you with a trip to the mound. You only get 2 in an inning to each pitcher. The gamesmanship goes on. Started by Johnson, and Billy's sitting back. You think this is part of Billy Ball that rubs off on some of his players?
The interesting thing here is that they can't run out the clock. I mean, Johnson's going to have to get in there and try to hit.
Meantime, the bullpen is going for Bob Lemon. The Goose, Rick Gossage.
One ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Almost a wild pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson really got him riled up. Murphy is still at first base.
It almost is unfair, though, to have a pitcher have to stay out there that long.
Ball 3. Well, now, Jackie Moore at first base. He's talking to his base runner Murphy, and Cerrone wants to talk to his pitcher Davis. Johnson is a strikeout man. Cerrone with a good arm, so you would think that he'd be holding at first base.
Well, especially with a man in the on-deck circle, Armas.
Right.
You get a strikeout throw-off, Armas leads off the inning with nobody on base, and he could put you back in the ballgame in a hurry.
So we'll see what Billy does. Lead by Murphy. He's holding. Walked him. So it all worked. And a tying run is now on at first base. And the big man for the Oakland A's, Armas, is the batter.
The right fielder, Johnny Armas.
The last pitch from Davis to Johnson, 3-2 that walked him. Well, may have rattled him, although I think Davis has been in enough tough situations before this time not to let it affect him. Now Martin's coming out to talk to the umpire about stalling by the pitcher. He wants the home plate umpire Bremigan to go out there and break up the conference. Well, at least the action is down on the field.
One out.
Here comes Lem. He's going to make a change. The Goose got enough time to get loose. With all the stalling, it doesn't take Rich Gossage very long.
Well, this is the kind of thing that they were talking about. Billy is now upset more. It's the most animation you've seen so far. And now Bob Lemon, as George Steinbrenner continues to look on. Lemon stopped to talk to the home plate umpire, and he's going to make a pitching change. The Goose will come in, the crowd will react. Time runs are on. 3-1 is the score. Yankees are out in front. We're in the 8th. Tony Armas is the batter. This has really been something. Nobody has hit the ball, but we've had a lot of action, or non-action. So, Armas heads back to the bench. Gossage comes out of the bullpen. George Steinbrenner has a conference. We've got action here. We're going to break, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Look at this. Tape Davis.
No.
Are we clear?
Yes. Davis is what? Well, you got him.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen. Now pitching for the Yankees. Number 54, Rich Johnson.
Psych job. Read his lips.
You're looking at Ron Davis, who has just been taken out. Davis was sailing right along in the 7th inning. 1, 2, 3, struck out 2, then he struck out the first man. And then this is the end of the inning. He's really letting Nick Bremigan have a piece of his mind, among other things. And then you saw him seated on the bench. The Gooses come in. Armas is the batter. First and second. High and tight. Now, Gossage likes to work fast, and Randolph is going to come in and talk to him. So in the final analysis, if Cliff Johnson's job was to aggravate and agitate, he did a perfect job because Davis is gone. Time runs are on, and the big man is in the batter's box. Foul straight back. 1-1.
So Cliff Johnson showed him how to play billy ball without even putting the ball in play, didn't he? And if it serves no other purpose, with no off days, if they should go 5, it means that Gossage is forced in to work in this first game. He had a little pull muscle, as we told you, a muscle spasm in his shoulder, threw a few more breaking balls and was wild against Milwaukee.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The executive box where George Steinbrenner has been most of the night. Listen to the crowd with Goose. High hopper, Randolph. In time. Johnson with a rolling block doesn't get Randolph, so they're 2 away. Base runners at first and third.
Cliff Johnson, there was almost a mix-up here. Nobody went to the bag, and then the race begins for Randolph. He beats Cliff Johnson. You can see Randolph. He wasn't worried about the runner in first. Look where he's looking, toward third base with Murphy's speed. It's another part of billy ball you better watch out for. They keep on going on you.
So we've got Wayne Gross coming out now.
Your attention, please.
Replacing Mickey Klutz.
Ladies and gentlemen, batting for Klutz, number 10.
You see Cliff Johnson.
Gross, number 10.
Wayne Gross, who had a big home run in the Kansas City game.
Well, Bremigan's going to talk to him now.
Billy has got it going now, and now the third base coach Boyer is arguing with Springstead. With no pitch, nothing is the count. There you see Boyer at third. Strike one.
When a guy works as fast as Goose and throws as hard as he does, and the same with Davis, you got to be a little bit careful that you don't get caught in the middle of a swing, that you don't have your feet set in the box. Look, he's waiting to get his sign already from Cerrone, and the hitter right now is asking for time until he gets set.
Foul ball, strike two. When you have the kind of fastball that Gossage has, you just don't fool around. First and third, 2 outs, 2 strikes on Gross, the pinch hitter. Crowd, Goose, on their feet. Out remains at strike two.
Against pitchers like Gossage and Davis, there's Murphy at third. Armas at first, being held by Reverie.
That was on the last pitch. Willie Randolph. And the A's are retired. So we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. The score here, it's the Yankees 3, Oakland 1. It'll be Milburn, Winfield, and Jackson here in the bottom of the 8th.
Single, couple of walks, and then Nettles had a base-clearing double to drive in 3, and that's been the ball game. Milbourne, 2 out of 3. Mike Norris pitched a brilliant game since the first inning. The Yankees had only 2 hits since the first. They've both been singles. There's a drive into right field by Kelvin Moore, and Milburn has his 3rd hit. They'll be trying to get him down to second. Dave Winfield has walked, grounded out, and flied out. It's strange to see this big guy bunt if he does, Ernie.
He might do it. They just might want one more right here.
For the first time, we get some action in the Oakland bullpen. Reggie Jackson on deck. Dave Beard and Tom Underwood. Beard's a young power right-handed pitcher. Underwood a left-hander. They're deep and toward left for Winfield. It's a slow ball. It's high to him. 1-0. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Yankees. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error for the A's. Milburn at first, nobody out, last of the 8th inning. The pitch to Winfield, a swinging strike on a slow curve, 1-1. He had no ideas of bunting that one. 2 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. We'll take to the air with Game 2 of this American League Championship Series. Left-hander Rudy May going for the Yankees and right-hander Steve McCatty for Oakland. A 1-1 pitch. There goes the runner. Swings and hits a high fly in shallow right center. Tony Armas calls for it. Takes it. The runner retreats to first, Larry Milburn. They're playing hit and run. Reggie Jackson has hit into a forced play, flied out, and bounced out. Oscar Gamble on deck. Well, Norris has stopped Jackson tonight. So far, last of the 8th, 3-1 New York. Looking ahead to the Oakland 9th, they'll have Kelvin Moore, Mike Heath, and Dave McKay due up. There's a high fly down the left field line toward the seats and out of play. And let's pause 5 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
This is your Chicago Bears station, Sports Radio 78, WBBM Chicago.
Kurt Gowdy and Ernie Harwell back with you in Yankee Stadium. Larry Milburn at first, one down. And here's Billy Martin now coming out to talk to Mike Norris. Bringing a new pitcher on? I think he is.
He wants the left-hander Underwood.
I didn't. He had a strike on Jackson, and I didn't. Did Norris motion him out there? I didn't see that.
Yeah, Billy came out, and then he motioned to Springstead over third.
Now, Norris deserves a big hand. After the first inning, he was superb for the A's. They gave up all 3 of their runs in the first inning. And since then, 4 singles. So, well, there's a pitching change. With Tom Underwood coming on, we'll break for this message.
Well, Mr. Underwood, the left-hander from Kokomo, Indiana, tuning up now. He was acquired by Oakland from the Yankees in mid-season, the 21st of May, in exchange for Dave Revering, Mike Patterson, and Chuck Doherty. Jim Spencer went along with him to Oakland, and he made 3 starts for the A's before they moved him to the bullpen. Last year, he was 13-9 for the Yankees. First time he'd been in double figures in his big league career. And throughout the 81 season with both clubs this year, Underwood won 4 games and lost 6. He started out in the Philly organization back in 1974 in the big leagues. After pitching 1 year at Spartanburg, they brought him up to Philadelphia in the 74 season, stayed there until they traded him to the Cardinals in 77. Then he went from the Cardinals to Toronto, and from Toronto to the New York Yankees. Brother Pat Underwood in the Tiger organization. So here's Reggie against Underwood.
1 strike to Reggie. Milburn at first, 1 out. 3-1 New York, last of the 8th. Underwood is used as a specialist to get out left-handedly. What he's going to have to do here with Jackson and Nettles, Gamble on deck, and then Nettles. Pitch knocks Jackson down. I think he tried to curve it, and the ball wouldn't act up for him. 1-1. Lou Piniella now has come out on deck to hit for Oscar Gamble. Piniella right-hander. Martin said he'd like to get right-handers in the lineup, and he might make some changes. He'd rather have right-handers hitting at Yankee Stadium off lefties than left-handers hitting against right-handers. The pitch, ball outside, 2-1 to Reggie Jackson. There's no doubt that not only the A's, but I don't know a club that can match the Yankees in their bullpen with Davis and Gossage. A big advantage for them in the short series. A top foul ball, and the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, Larry Milburn at first base. Strange game. Really hasn't been a lot of excitement to it. There's been no big hitting. The Yankees got all 3 of their runs in the first. The A's are running the 5th. Pitching has carried the load. Nobody's really had a very tough play except Henderson made a great play in the corner.
Haven't had too many threats by the team either. A couple by Kansas City. Now we're getting in a little more discussion down there about delay of the game. Reggie stepped out and Brimmigan talks to him a little bit.
Well, he knows about those football penalties, delay a game. He went to Arizona State on a football scholarship. The 2-2 pitch. High for ball 3. 3-2. Let's watch the runner Milbourne now and see if he's going. So the Yankees in the lead, 3-1. Stretched by Underwood in the pitch. Runner going. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. 1 out. And Lou Piniella will come up. Lou has had a couple of hits for the Yankees in these playoffs. Came up as a pinch hitter in Game 5 against Milwaukee and drove a line drive single into right field.
Ladies and gentlemen, starting for Gamble, number 14.
Lou Piniella. He is a free agent at the end of the year. So is Ron Guidry, the left-handed pitcher, and Reggie Jackson. Will they be back? Tune in tomorrow. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Last of the 8th, the Yankees ahead 3-1. Tom Underwood facing Lou Piniella. Lou grounds it foul down third base way. Strike 1. We have no open day for traveling in this series. After they play here tomorrow, they'll be playing a 5 o'clock start time in Oakland on Thursday. A 1-strike pitch. Curve is rammed into right field for a base hit. Armas has a strong arm. He charges. He fires. It is out at home plate. Milbourne is thrown out by Tony Armas. He charged that ball like an infielder. Fired to the plate. I think he was in there, but I wonder whether he touched the plate or not.
Well, it was a very close play. The Yankees certainly didn't agree with it. Joe Altobelli was running up that line almost as fast as the runner. Protesting, Bob Lemon came out. Lou Piniella over at first base. He was gesturing and talking to Russ Getz. It was a great play by Armas. He charged the ball just like Kurt said, as he might have if he were an infielder, and came in with a throw in the air to the catch of heat to put a good tag on the runner.
I think he missed the plate. The way I looked up here. Well, Piniella had another pitch in single to right. He just reaches out over that plate, lays that bat on the ball. 9-2. And now Piniella is at first. At second is Reggie Jackson. Milbourne was out trying to score, and here is Greg Nettles, who knocked in all 3 Yankee runs with a double in the first inning and the bases loaded. Tried out twice, 1 for 3. He was 1 out of 17 against Milwaukee in the 5 games. So that was a big hit for him in the first inning. Yankees ahead 3-1, last of the 8th inning. Underwood's pitch to Nettles is high for a ball, 1-0. Dave Revering's on deck. Milwaukee in the 9th. Kelvin Moore, Mike Heath, and Dave McKay are scheduled up. A 1-0 pitch to Nettles. Ball 2, 2-0. Jackson at second. Piniella at first. Bob Ochinko and Dave Beard are warming up in the Oakland bullpen. The A's had the best record of any team overall in the American League this year. There's a pitch low for ball 3. Underwood's already walked one batter since he came on. Three balls, no strikes. 2 down. Runners on first and second. He walked him on 4 pitches to load the bases. Jackson didn't go to third. He was unsure whether that was a ball or a strike. Now he's trotting over. Pinellas at second. Nettles is at first. And a former Oakland player, Dave Revering, comes up to bat against his old teammate. This was his first appearance. He replaced Bob Watson, who was taken out for a pinch runner. Lefty facing lefty, and the pitch is over for a strike call to Revering. Bases loaded, 2 down for the Yankees in the last of the 8th. The 1-strike pitch. Curve is inside, a ball, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. A 1-1 delivery. Swinging strike on a fastball up around the letters. 1-2. Rick Cerrone's on deck. The lead runner's Jackson. Pinellas at second. Nettles at first. And the 1-2 pitch. Foul ball into the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Yankees now have 7 hits and the Oakland A's 6 hits. Each club has made an error. The 1-2 delivery. Ball 2, curve is inside. Underwood shakes his head. I thought I had it. Underwood will be coming up with a 2-2 pitch to Dave Revering. Bases loaded, 2 down. And here it is. Into the dirt. Ball 3. He fell down after he blocked it. Not a pretty looking pitch by the pitcher or the catcher.
He did a good job, though, saving a wild pitch. The ball hit in front of the plate. Underwood certainly not very sharp with his control, which is the first requisite of a relief pitcher.
Well, he hasn't had a man out yet. He walked Jackson. Pinellas single. He walked Nettles. Now he's 3-2. The Revering with 2 down. The runners will be going. And they'll get big leads. Nobody's holding against them at first and second. There's a high pop-up down the right field line. They may have room for that. They do. And fielding the ball is Kelvin Moore. He ran over to the box seats. The second baseman overran the ball, McKay, and Moore had to come back for it. Strange play, but they got him out. Kelvin Moore is out. 1 down. Mike Heath up for the first time.
The catcher, Mike Heath.
Oh, the A's have 2 outs left in this game. Heath at .236 this year. 8 homers, 30 RBIs. High and inside. Ball 1. 3-1 New York, 9th inning. Gossage's pitch. Swinging, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Goose trying to nail it down as he's done so many times since he's worn that pinstripe uniform. There's strike 2 called at the knees, 1-2. You ever see one of those big pitching machines? That's what this guy is. Looks like he just stuffed the balls down his throat and he throws them back. A 1-2 pitch. A pop foul down the right field line. Revering's there and has it right up against the rolled up tarp. 2 away. Dave McKay is the last hope for the Oakland A's. He's lined to right, grounded out, and struck out.
The second baseman.
Yankees on top, 3-1. Playing into the opposite field. Pours that pitch in there for a strike, swinging. 0-1 to Dave McKay. Rob Piccolo at the bottom of the order on deck. Now Jim Spencer's coming out. He's going to bat for him if he gets the chance. Gossage doesn't want him to have that chance. The one strike pitch. High and away, ball one. Strategy for the Yankees, if there is any strategy, and sometimes there isn't. If we get an early lead, there's a foul ball back out of play, and then hand the ball to Davis or Gossage and let them hold it. And that's the way it's worked. The Yankees got 3 runs in the first. They didn't score the next 7 innings, but they haven't needed to. The pitch comes in. There's a high fly, left field. Coming on is Winfield, going back Milbourne. Milbourne gives way to Winfield. The ball game's over. Gossage saves it again. He faced 5 men, retired all 5, and the Yankees win Game 1 of the American League Championship Series on that power relief pitching by Ron Davis and Goose Gossage.